Grandma Marie bought Grandpa Barney a ring on 24th Street in the late 1940s when they were dating. They got married and moved to Albion Street between 15th and 16th and gave birth to Dad in 1950. Grandma Elizabeth and Grandpa Tor left Norway for Trinidad, where my mom was born. They relocated to Treat Street in 1953. Years later, Mom and Dad got frisky with each other. 9 months later, I was born. Then ended up on the peninsula where I grew up. The Mission District called me home. When I was a stubborn teenager, I would come up to San Francisco and act like an idiot. My friends and I were up from Millbrae, and we were looking for a good time, and San Francisco was our Disneyland. People rolled their eyes at us as we skateboarded all around town and pathetically wooed girls. The Mission District called, and I hung up on it and moved to the Western Addition in 1994. The .com came and spat me out into the East Bay, needing lower rent and waiting for my chance to move back to San Francisco. I love the East Bay, but San Francisco is my soul. If Grandma didn't give a ring to Grandpa and get frisky in 1949, there would be no Dad who got frisky with my mom, and there would be no me. I ached to come back to the Mission District, the diversity, the music, the chance to interact with strangers, some who become friends, some who should take their medication. The Mission District called, and I answered, and now I live back where it all started, with the DuShanes finally getting frisky. Grandma Marie and Grandpa Barney were divorced in the late 1950s. It wasn't a friendly divorce. Grandma Marie remarried Grandpa Barney, an amazing man who I'll always remember as my grandpa, even though their friskiness didn't have any result in my existence today. Grandpa Gary still wore Grandma Marie's ring, the one she bought for him at a jeweler on 24th Street. Until the day he died, he wore this ring and said, "This is when Marie loved me." I inherited this ruby and golden ring. It fits my middle finger. I wear it every day. Even though Grandpa Gary was bad at relationships and his definition of love was a little fucked up, the ring represents undying love to me. The ring represents the DuShane family. The ring will be buried with me later this century and will finally fall off my finger as I decompose. Leaving the Mission District, even if it's to go to North Beach or Burlingame or Los Angeles, is hard for me. I know the separation is temporary, but the Mission gives me those puppy dog eyes when I leave and wags its tail as I re-enter its boundaries. I always wear this ruby ring on my finger. This ring represents my existence. The ring that got the DuShanes frisky in the Mission and gave me the chance to spend time on this planet and live on my favorite place on this earth.